I have an exciting announcement to make. I'm gonna have a baby. Well, kind of, not really. All right, let me back up. Are you one of those people that thinks it's sad that our kids are addicted to their phones and their computers and their laptops, and they're so dependent on technology, and they're losing the ability to communicate because they can't put down their devices? Well, guess what? Neither can you. And the reality is, this is the world we live in. With every passing year, there's gonna be a new social media platform, a new app, or a new device that's gonna push the boundaries of social interaction and digitally connect us in ways that we can't even imagine. And the reason is because we exist in this special time in human history. Right now, there's a generation that lived and grew up without the internet and had some very fond memories doing so. But there's also a generation that hasn't lived without it. In fact, they're on it for several hours every single day. Because of this generational difference in culture and communication, I feel like we as adults are failing to adequately prepare our youth. Prepare them to successfully communicate, connect, and achieve goals using the power of the internet and social media. There are some initiatives that address the basics of using the internet: cyberbullying, protecting your personal information, identity theft, nothing from the internet ever disappears, and other super important issues. But then it just stops, and kids go on just being passive consumers of digital content and technology. No one is pushing them to be more. That's where my baby comes in. You want to meet her? Him? It? This is the vision behind Sharespark Media. Sharespark is a movement to help youth embrace the power of social media and the internet as tools to help them achieve their goals right now in their lives, starting today. I want to push youth to be masters of media so they can be creators of their own digital content and share it with the online world. I want to make sure that they are prepared for an ever digitally connected future. Sharespark's going to do that in 5 ways. 40% of the nation's top colleges and universities browse social media profiles of their college applicants. But what might be more surprising is that 1/3 of them report finding something that reflected positively on the applicant. Furthermore, 92% of job recruiters report using social media at some point during the hiring process. That's like pretty much everybody. Just like a business has no credibility without a website or some social media accounts, it's getting to a point where it's the same for personal branding. Your digital footprint on the internet is your resume or your college application. So while youth need to be careful about posting something that might reflect negatively on them, it's just as important for them to be posting things that they're proud of, like academic achievements, leadership roles, extracurricular activities, volunteering, awards, job experience, recommendations, and so on. And while I'm impressed at the number of teens I've met that have LinkedIn profiles, I'm even more shocked at the amount that don't. And LinkedIn even has a whole section dedicated to helping teens build their profiles, and it's just not being used enough. Also, it's not just about what they're posting. One of the strangest things to me are the handles and usernames that teens choose for their social media accounts. For some reason, they use their first and last name. I don't understand where this comes from, because I remember back in AOL days, when we were choosing our screen names, it didn't even cross our minds to have our first and last names in there. In fact, it was cool to have some special meaning and, some cryptic, crazy, personalized, customized screen name. Put a lot of thought into our screen names. Mine was Backstreet's Girl 215. Nowadays, teens are using their first and last names as their screen names. All it takes is a Google search of their real name, and bam, I've stumbled upon their public Twitter profile where they're cussing and complaining and behaving inappropriately and just being teenagers. I don't know why they do this. And you know what? No one's telling them not to do it. The internet and social media have evolved our world into one where you could reach anyone, anytime, anywhere. It's a completely different type of social interaction and communication, but at the end of the day, it's still just that, communication. It's still crafting a message, telling a story, formulating an argument, and persuading someone, just using different media. I want to empower youth to convey a message using technology. Public speaking is hard, but in a lot of ways, it's even harder to talk to this thing, because this is a thing. It's not a person. Hi, my name is Heather. How are you? Wait, what? This thing potentially represents the 2.1 billion people that have social media accounts. And with the rise of live video streaming and Facebook Live and Snapchat and companies using apps like Skype and other visual tools. It's so important for our youth to practice getting a point across to an audience through a device. They need to be just as compelling, just as persuasive to this thing. The fact is that youth are already being influenced by people on social media. They'll see a video of other people doing stupid things and they'll try to copy it because that's what goes viral. I want to elevate confidence. I want to show youth that when communicating through media, their individuality and just being themselves is really what matters. We all have unique experiences to share that people can learn from, and that in itself is good enough. They themselves have proven that this kind of transparency really works, and it can be so powerful because now we have YouTube celebrities. With YouTube, it can feel like you are talking one-on-one with someone, especially if you're looking at the camera like this. 4. I'm positive that by encouraging youth to use media as much as possible to showcase positive things about themselves, they'll discover a passion for something that they didn't realize they had. They'll want to be more creative, so they'll explore different hobbies and ideas and thoughts, and in the process, they're honing in on skills that are transferable to any career path. Because this isn't about how to make a movie or how to take the perfect picture. It's communication, strategy, public speaking, formulating a thought, interpersonal skills, and being creative. So I want to push youth from being zombies behind their devices to pioneers that embrace social media and technology and the internet and use them as tools to do things that they never thought were possible. I want to show them that social media can do so much more than connect them with people that they've already hung out with all day. This is Sharespark. Sharespark is a movement to help youth recognize that they have something incredible to share just by being themselves. It's a movement to help them emerge alongside the evolution of social media and technology rather than behind. A movement to show youth that they can be creators and masters of media in a digital world. And it's being born on YouTube. If you have a kid, I'm sure you've witnessed the countless hours they spend on YouTube. They're already on it. I want to go where they are. For youth, YouTube is the #1 video viewing platform over Netflix and TV. It's also the second most powerful search engine in the world, right behind Google. Like, people are using it as a search engine. They're searching for something. People go to YouTube for 2 things, entertainment and education. This channel is going to provide both. So it might be because social media is my thing and I know it more than most, but seeing how ill-prepared our youth are to communicate digitally, even using the technology that exists today, it honestly terrifies me. I can't believe more isn't being done. And who knows how we'll be connecting a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Don't even get me started with VR. And because I recognize this, I can't just not do anything. I have to at least try. And I honestly believe, with all of my experience and knowledge and research, that this would be an effective way to spark a shift in youth, which is why I'm going all in. And that includes asking you guys for help. So this is Heather. Thanks for watching. Share your spark. Spark your share. Still working on the tagline. Honestly, these have to be the same feelings that first-time parents feel. All my hopes, dreams, fears, aspirations, goals, money, time, everything. I'm constantly thinking about it, losing sleep over it. I want it to grow. I want it to thrive. I'm putting everything into this baby. Yeah, it's a baby. Consider this a baby shower, because I'm not about to have a real baby anytime soon. Sharespark.